folks, CA Rachana Ranade here, and I welcome you all to this amazing IPO summary of Tata Technologies Limited. I'm sure a lot of investors have been waiting for this specific IPO like she did for Mere Karan Arjun Aayenge. Well, this is a company which is of course a part of the Tata Group, and it has been almost 20 years since any Tata Group company got listed on the stock exchange. It was, I think, it's somewhere around 2003 or 4 when TCS had gotten listed on the exchange, and after that we are in 2023 where Tata Technologies Limited is coming up with an IPO. Something special about this company is that it is headquartered in Pune, and this company was founded in 1989. This company is a subsidiary of Tata Motors Limited, and like I obviously mentioned, it's a part of the Tata Group. And if I talk about Tata Group, my God, it's a group which has so many diversified products, be it from salt to steel. This group is present almost everywhere. So, anyways, coming back to Tata Technologies, I'm sure you're going to find a lot of value in today's video. If you love it, don't forget to smash the like button. Keep on watching the video till the end, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy this IPO summary video. Well, before we move on to the most important point of this entire video, which is what does the company do, let me give a quick disclosure. I am already a shareholder of Tata Technologies Limited. I hold only 12 shares of this company. Why do I hold it? Because I wanted to test a hypothesis which many people have, that typically if you buy shares in the unlisted space, they will give you profits. This was what I wanted to test, and that was the reason why I just bought token 12 shares, and when I bought it, the price was 685 per piece. In the unlisted space, before the RHP and all that came out, the price went up to almost 1000 rupees per share, and once the price band was declared, the upper end is just at 500 rupees. And I'm so happy that I took this as an activity, I took this as an exercise. I bought 12 shares, and I think this helped me to prove that in the unlisted space, if you are buying any share, it is not necessary that it will always result in profits. Now, I want your maximum attention for the next 3.5 minutes, because I'm going to tell you the main point as to what does the company do. Because the moment people hear the word Tata Technologies, they feel that this is like an IT company, which it is not. It is actually an engineering R&D company. And if you were to read in the prospectus mentions that this company is engaged in providing outsourced engineering services and digital transformation services to global manufacturing clients, helping them conceive, design, develop, and deliver better products to various industries such as aerospace, automotive, industrial machinery, and consumer goods. And I'm sure you have understood nothing. Okay. Now, if I were to tell you in the RR way, okay, Rachana Ranade way, let me just give you an example. If I want to have my own car, RR car, but the problem is that I'm not really sure about exactly how the design should be. I'm not sure about what sort of development will it require. I'm not sure about what all engineering related technology or engineering related requirements will be there. I'm not sure about how this will be exactly delivered. I'm not sure about how can I make it more and more efficient. So for that, I will need one single point of contact who can help me with an end-to-end solution, who can come up with a turnkey project. So I just tell them I want a car, right from design to the engineering to the delivery. Everything will be done by one single company, and that single company, that single point of contact for me can be Tata Technologies Limited. Now, if you read this one more time, now you'll understand what did I do for my RR car. I outsourced them. Correct? Outsourced what? Entire engineering services. Whatever will be required for the car, they'll do it for me. Anything which is about the digital transformation, because I'm sure everyone knows that in EV cars, a lot of digital things go inside it, right? So everything will be done by them, and they are giving it for global manufacturing clients, okay, but they're also not going to give it to me, right? Global TK for RR, it's important, right? But what are they going to help for? They're going to help them in conceiving the idea, in designing it, in delivering it, in developing it, delivering it in a better way. And for automobiles was the example that I gave, but not only do they do this for automobiles, but also for aerospace, for industrial machinery, and for consumer goods. So I hope you have understood everything. What does the company do? It's like I just tell them I want a car, whole conceptualization end to end will be done by them. I'll just go and cut the ribbon and clap. That's it. Okay. Now, any other examples that they have mentioned in the RHP, because this was my example, right? RHP mentions three simple examples, which I'm going to quickly quote. Well, this was for a Swedish global premium car manufacturer. They had engaged Tata Technologies for all these things, right from development to engineering to design, then full system integration, launch support, and whatnot. And they successfully completed this product for this Swedish global premium car manufacturer. One more example that is given in the RHP is about JLR, who engaged again this company for again same things, engineering and delivery of multiple specialty vehicles. And one more interesting project was again given by Tata Motors Limited, where Tata Motors Limited said that we want to convert an existing ICE, which is an internal combustion engine ICE vehicle, to EV vehicle. And believe it or not, they were again able to deliver this successfully. In 2021, they launched Tata Tigor EV, and in 2023, Tata Tiago EV. Well, I hope with the help of all these examples you have understood that this company is an engineering R&D services company which is mostly serving the automobile sector, and this is not like a hardcore IT company. Now let's understand a bit more about the industry in which this company operates. So the engineering R&D spends outsourced to engineering service providers stood at almost 105 to 110 billion US dollars. And if I were to understand the CAGR at which this entire industry grew, it was at approximately 14 to 16% CAGR. But and of course this is like more than twice the growth rate of the Western European service providers, so good for our country. Now if I were to talk about the coming 4 years, or basically 22 to 26 estimated figures, the CAGR is estimated to grow at 14 to 17% CAGR, of course as per RHP. Now when I tried to dig down more into the RHP, I found out that there are certain industry growth drivers which can lead this growth, and the RHP mentions three factors, which is ACE factors. A stands for autonomous, C stands for connected, and E stands for electrification. Now if I'm talking about advanced safety and automotive or autonomous driving, that is nothing but the first point, which is about autonomous. I'm sure you might have experienced these days that some cars already have these autonomous features where, let us say, this car is going closer to the car in front of it, it will auto brake. That is nothing but an autonomous feature. There are some cars which will be enabled with autonomous parking or a park assist, and in fact some Tesla cars now go fully autonomous, basically a driverless car. So all these are examples of autonomous. More and more autonomous features coming into the car, it's going to be beneficial for a company like the one which we are analyzing right now, Tata Technologies Limited. The second one is connected. Connected stands for connectivity. I'm sure everyone will be like, a lot of cars these days have connectivity for roadside assistance. They have connectivity for something like infotainment, for safety. It could be for diagnostics efficiency, for navigation. And one more latest point which is upcoming is about autonomous or connected payments. Now what do I mean by that? These days we have fast tags, right? But now you can imagine, now car will have an app through which when we pass through the toll, automatically payment will be deducted. That is an example of connectivity. And the last one is about electrification. That is nothing but EVs. And again, RHP mentions that if I'm comparing 2022 sales of EVs as compared to 2021, the sales has increased by 55% annually. Now let's understand the financials. We'll try and understand the segmental breakup, we'll try and understand the geographical breakup, and then we'll move on with the financials. And for that, have a look at this. Now first, if we try and understand the segmental breakup, the first one you can see services segment, the second one you can see is a technology solutions segment. And if I were to just round up the figures, you can see services segment is almost contributing to 80% of the revenue, whereas technology solutions is contributing to roughly 20% of the revenue. This is about 30th September 2023 latest data. Now you can see that out of that 78.62%, which I rounded it off to 80%, out of that 69.09% is contributed by automotive only. Okay, so you can now understand ER&D for automotive is so important for this company, and balance barely 9.52% is contributed by others. And I hope with the help of this breakup also you are able to understand why I'm shouting from the beginning of the video. This is not like a pure IT company. Technology solutions is contributing barely 21.38% of the revenue. Now if I were to go to the geographical segment, you can see here India is contributing to 35.14% of the revenue, Europe roughly 26%, North America 19%, rest of the world 18%. So all in all, I can say that it's a very well diversified revenue flow for the company, not only from US or not only from Europe and so on, right? Now, if I were to go to the financials of the company, have a look at this, and you can see that the revenue from operations is continuously increasing, the EBITDA has been continuously increasing, the profitability has been continuously increasing, and if I were to understand the CAGR, sales growth from 21 to 23 is at 36.23% CAGR. EBITDA growth is at a 45.28% CAGR, and net profit has a growth of 61.53% CAGR. Well, that shows the operational efficiency because sales is growing at 36.23%, but net profit has grown at 61.53%. Even if you have a look at the overall profit margins, they've improved from 10.05% in 2021 to 14.14% in 2023. So I hope you have understood about the financials of the company. Now let's understand the strengths and the key risks for the company. Have a look at all these strengths. All are self-explanatory. We have already discussed about this, especially in the first point. I did discuss about the total revenue contribution from automotive industry. That is a big one for this. And of course, that's a strength for this company. They have strong digital capabilities. They have some amazing set of clients. I did discuss about the Swedish company in the beginning while I was discussing what does the company do. I did take examples of Tata Motors Limited, Jaguar Land Rover, and other important clients as well, right? And of course, they also have a global delivery model enabling intimate client engagements. Now let's go to the key risks of the company, and for that have a look at this chart. Now, out of the total revenue of the company, 57.36 percentage is contributed only by top 5 clients of the company, and top 5 clients will of course include clients like Jaguar Land Rover and Tata Motors Limited. Now if I were to understand that, okay, agreed that a big chunk is contributed by the top 5 clients, but it's like, if you remember in the beginning of the video, I told you that this company is a subsidiary of Tata Motors Limited. Now, who will Tata Motors Limited give engineering R&D related assignments to? Will they give it to their own subsidiary or will they give it to their competitors? Of course, they are going to give it to their own subsidiary, right? So this is like a parent giving assignments to their child, holding company giving the service, giving opportunities to the subsidiary. Nepotism is what I could correlate to. No. Let's focus to financial analysis. Okay. Second risk, again for that, have a look at this. Now, if you see a sector dependence, how much is the sector dependence on automotive? 69.09% of the total revenue is contributed by automotive sector only. Now, again, understand. As I mentioned, are they specializing in this area? Yes. But then what could be the risk? If the overall economy faces some slowdown, automotive is a type of a sector which is like a cyclical sector. What does cyclical sector means? If the economy is down, automotive sector will also be down. But has there been a precedence for this? And answer is yes. From 2010 to 2018, entire automotive sector was in a slowdown where this entire sector was growing barely at 6%. But one company, which is KPIT Technologies, which is one of their peers, and it has been again mentioned in the RHP that it is one of the peers. This company, while the entire automotive was in a slowdown, this company was growing at 22% CAGR in revenues. Now, if this be so, I can say that even though the entire sector is in slowdown, the companies may not be wanting to spend less on engineering R&D, and that was the reason why KPIT Tech was doing well. And I think the same logic can be copy pasted for Tata Technologies as well. The third risk is about is about exchange rate fluctuations, and for that have a look at this. Now, if you see here, out of the total revenue which the company generates, 64.75% of the total revenue is related to foreign currency revenue. But now, if you were to understand this, you can see that the outstanding unhedged foreign currency positions, financial assets are 5,154 million rupees and financial liabilities are just 600 million rupees. Now, why is this important? Okay, agreed that a big chunk of the revenue comes from foreign currency. Agreed that a big chunk is unhedged. But if you remember, the major figures were for financial assets. Now, in the past, we have seen that rupee typically depreciates. And if that be so, if they have if the major amount is in financial assets, that typically will not be counted as a risk, is what my interpretation is. And talking about the last risk, it is about competition from group companies, something like TCS or Tata Elxsi. But again, it is mentioned in the RHP that the extent of the overlap is absolutely limited. Now let's have a look at the peer comparison which is given in the RHP. They have mentioned 3 listed peers. The first one that they have mentioned is KPIT Technologies. They have also mentioned L&T Technology Services, and they have also mentioned Tata Elxsi. We are going to have a look at the chart. But I feel that L&T Technology Services has a bigger gamut of services and products that they offer. If I'm talking typically about engineering R&D and that too in the automotive segment, then I feel KPIT Technologies Limited and Tata Elxsi are better peers for them. And now let's move on to the snapshot given in the RHP. For that, have a look at this. Now, like I mentioned, agreed, L&T Technology Services Limited revenue is highest amongst the peers, but as I mentioned, they have a wider range of service and products to be delivered. But if I were to compare only Tata Technologies Limited, KPIT Tech, and Tata Elxsi, Tata Technologies Limited has the highest revenue from operations. Now, the one more thing, that if you have a look at the PE, KPIT PE is at 80.31, Tata Elxsi is at 61.55, and at 500 rupees price band, Tata Technologies PE is coming at 32.53. I think समझदार को इशारा काफ़ी. Those who have been following my channel for a long time, they understand the valuation, and they will understand whether 32.53 is overpriced or underpriced. Absolutely. You can let me know what is your interpretation in the comment section as well. If I'm talking about the PV valuation, average of all these is coming out to 16.43, and PB for Tata Technologies is coming at 6.79. So again, for this also, let me know in the comment section what you feel, whether this is undervalued or overvalued. Now let's move on with the IPO details, but some interesting facts and figures coming up here as well. First, basic information. Here you can see IPO date, you can see opens on 22nd November, closes on 24th November. Important point, this is a 100% OFS, so not even 1 rupee will go to the company. Entire amount will go to the selling shareholders. But who are they? Selling shareholders are Tata Motors Limited, Alpha TC Holding Pte Limited, and Tata Capital Growth Fund 1. Now, out of all the entire IPO issue, some issue has been reserved for Tata Motors Limited shareholders. And how much has been reserved? 10% of the offer has been reserved for eligible shareholders of Tata Motors Limited. Now, what do they mean by eligible shareholders? They mean that those who hold Class A shares of TML, of Tata Motors Limited, should be holding these shares as on 13th November 2023. So, if you don't hold the shares as I release the video, you are not an eligible shareholder of Tata Motors Limited. Big point is that they will be allotted shares based on a proportionate basis, but no discount is going to be offered for the shareholders of Tata Motors Limited. Well, I hope you enjoyed this IPO summary video of approximately 15 minutes, and which is a summary of 500 plus pager RHP. Not only I talked about what does the company do, we talked about the industry analysis, we did talk about the financials, we talked about the strengths, risks, IPO details, and peer comparison as well. We did talk about the valuation as well. And if you like this, do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you want to learn more about EVs, you can click here. Till then, take care, Jai Hind, and bye-bye.